know, if there's one question I get asked more than any other, more even than where do farts go when you hold them in, that question would have to be, Mark, what is the secret of high performance photography, of high performance motorsport? Today, we're going to try and answer that question. So welcome to the Australian Formula One Grand Prix, the pinnacle of Australian and international motorsport, a place where privileged males come together to drive around in circles for our entertainment and their exorbitant wealth. These are alpha males.
It's real sweat. I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat, sweat.
These are males who in the past would have hunted down wildebeest, who would have fought in wars and most probably died. I'm a beta male. We're the ones who get to hang back and comfort the widows. So how do you photograph a premium motorsport event like the Australian Grand Prix? Well, for once, I don't have film with me because I'm not prepared to spend a lot of money just to get blurry images. Instead, I have my trusty Olympus Pen F with 12 to 60 millimeter Panasonic Leica. Now, this is a compromise in just about every way. It is really a micro four thirds camera with not a lot of reach and a very small sensor. But it's the one thing that actually makes me feel reasonably inconspicuous in this type of environment. Now, the experts tell you that you need to have a top-of-the-range digital SLR with a $10,000 400 millimeter lens. I'm going to try and buck that trend and at least try and capture something that will make me feel pleased, at least. So come with me on this experience. I won't call it a journey because I'm simply walking from one hill to another, and pretty soon I'm going to park my ass and try and take some pictures of these said cars going round in circles. The anticipation and the excitement is palpable as people sit down and stare vacantly at an empty track and walk in front of my camera. Apparently Williams is one of the racing teams, or as most people like to call them, losers. And there is a real motorsports photographer in the wild. Look at that. Total alpha. So you can see that I've parked myself in one of the more exciting parts of the race. This is where they drag the flaming corpses of the drivers out of their cars when they crash into the boundaries and take them futilely off to hospital. And with the magic of modern technology, I'm back at home and it's 2 months later. And what did I learn about F1 photography? Mainly, it's really hard. I mean, really, really difficult. Did I have the right tools for the job? Probably not. This is much more of a travel and street camera than it is a sports, action or wildlife beast, but it's a bad plumber that blames his tools. I had 2 lenses in the end, the Leica 12-60, which is a wonderful lens, nice and sharp, and probably the better of the 2 lenses because my other one was a Canon FD 300mm f5.6 lens with a Leica thread mount adapter and a micro 4/3 adapter onto that, giving me 600mm of reach in real world performance. But if you have a look at the photos, you'll see that there are plenty that I missed, plenty that are just blurs, and on the whole, I wouldn't say that I had all that many keepers. The problem with the Canon in particular was that while it allowed me the reach to get to the front and rears of cars, the types of photos that I was taking were mainly pretty static things because I didn't really get any sense of movement. Far more successful were the panning shots of the F1 cars with the Leica. That said, it was a struggle to be able to keep them in the frame, to get the right speed of panning, to give that nice static image of the car while keeping a bit of blur in the background and the audience. Ultimately, the best photo of the race wasn't taken by me, it was actually taken by my daughter of the drivers as they did a tour of the circuit. And you will see that that pretty much sums up the whole Formula One photography experience. So let me know your opinions. What were your favorite photos? Do you have any ideas or hints for doing this type of photography? I don't think I'm man enough to pursue this as a full-time career or even a hobby, but who knows, maybe you can persuade me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.